Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by presenting sponsor, BMO Harris Bank.
May's a crazy month, and this is just the tipping point. We're traveling pretty deep into the postseason with our sports on this edition of Naperville Sports Weekly. We start first with the furthest competition a high school athlete can compete at. I'm talking about the state competition. The area's badminton teams travel to Eastern Illinois to face off at IHSA State. It's day 2 of the state badminton tournament, and all 5 Naperville area schools are still alive at Eastern Illinois. Naperville North Star sophomore Mojave Anaconda in the championship semifinals for her second straight consecutive season, facing Rachel Yee of Bremt. It doesn't matter who the opponent is for Anaconda as she locks in from the start. Anaconda takes the first set 21-13. Match point with Anaconda serving after a quick volley. Liu finds the net, and Mojave Anaconda wins the second singles state championship in school history and the first since Ellen Lynn of 2012. Despite only having 3 teams in the state tournament, Naperville North brings home another state trophy by finishing in third. Bremt wins its first team championship in 10 years after a half point over Stevenson.
It feels really good. Yeah, I never expected it coming in. I just sort of came and I was like, I'm going to play my game. I didn't really, state didn't turn out how I thought it would, but I'm really glad that I did win, and I'm like super happy about it, yeah.
And we aren't done with the state competition. We flip over to the boys gymnastics state at Hoffman Estates. We head over to Hoffman Estates for the boys gymnastics state finals. Nico's Michael Barron is back on the mat from last year and is joined by a few other Naperville flipsters. Now over to vault with Husky Michael Hunter Jr. He goes down the runway and sticks a perfect layout off the apparatus for a 9.2 finish for 8th place. Another Nequa individual, Tyler Clark, on the parallel bars for his first time at state. He executes his routine pretty nicely, holding all of his skills with perfectly pointed toes. The dismount holds a half twist for Taylor to finish with a 9.35 score. First ever male gymnast from Mattia Valley, freshman Zach Taylor at state on the parallel bars. He holds a handstand for quite some time, showing off all of his skills. For the dismount, a double back tuck with a touchdown, but no worries. First time at state, and he finishes with an 8.9. We finish with Michael Barron on the pommel horse. With great fluidity and cadence on this apparatus, he then almost stops and extends to the handstand before the dismount. He lets out a sigh of relief with a 9.2 score, placing third on the podium.
Oh, you're cash only?
Yes, there's an ATM next door.
Right, but the fees.
Actually, with the BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you don't pay fees at over 40,000 ATMs nationwide.
Surely there's a monthly fee. The universe is connected by monthly fees.
Not if you go with paperless statements. And in this universe, there's no minimum balance either.
My wisdom rock, you should have it.
Oh, I already got one.
Whoa.
That feeling you get when you can bank without fees? That's the BMO effect.
Shop downtown Naperville this spring with over 100 shops, from national favorites to one-of-a-kind boutiques, plus over 50 restaurants and health and beauty options too. Downtown Naperville is the premier shopping destination in the western suburbs. And don't forget about Downtown Naperville gift cards. They make a perfect gift for every occasion. Come shop, dine, stay, and have fun in downtown Naperville.
Not only do we get some DVC volleyball, but we also get a crosstown rivalry at Naperville Central. Naperville North and Naperville Central meeting for the second time this year, with both teams sitting just above 500 on the season. Central leading by 1 in the first set. Redhawks Sam Witchhart sets up Carter Stenmark for the long-range kill. Redhawks up 12-10. First set point, Witchhart chooses Stenmark again for the kill. The blast goes off Husky arms for Central to take the first set 25-21. We jump in mid-rally in set 2 as Stenmark makes an impressive dig, allowing the Redhawks to reset. But the pass from North goes too long, and Finn Wolf gets up at the net for a Hulk smash. 18-16 Central. Central up by 3 later in the set, will make that 4 after Witchart connects with Wolf for another monster kill, 23-19. Redhawks looking to close out the set. A sneaky attack by Witchart gets dug out by John Jaworski, and the Huskies eventually reset, only to have Witchart connect with McCormick, who gets the put down for Central to sweep the rivals in 2 sets, 25-21, 25-20.
That game was really good for us, a big redemption game. After losing to them in some tough sets back a couple weeks ago, it was really good to come out and put them away today.
Now we turn our attention to girls soccer, where all of our DVC schools are competing for the top spot in the conference. Naperville North, coming off a loss to Mattia Valley, look to get back to their winning ways as they host Naperville Central. The Redhawks also look to get back on track as they sit 1-2 in the DVC. Jumping into the middle of the first half, scoreboard has nothing on it but a couple of goose eggs. North's Maddie Schleck pulls off the sneak attack, but Central's Amber Hunter is there for the save. 7 minutes to go until intermission. Leah Shoemate with the free kick from 37 yards out. It ricochets off the crossbar and down, and originally doesn't get called as a goal. Wait a few minutes and the refs change their mind. North now up 1-0. 3 minutes to go into the break, and Central looking for the equalizer. Abigail Hillman racing down the field sends a cross to Liz Barker, who taps it in to knot the game up at 1. Middle of the second half now, Leah Shoemate in the corner sends one right in front of the net. Emily Dulick mid-stride puts the right spin on it, and Central goalie Amber Hunter couldn't wrangle it in for North to pull off the win and finish second in the DVC.
I thought we played really well as a team. We had a couple stretches where we weren't really connecting with the ball, but we got into the ball like we did with the wind. We were able to connect with Shoemate up top and Hannah really running after it. We had a couple great crosses and a couple great chances, and we actually capitalized on a lot of those today. So.
We continue on the DVC train with girls lacrosse as all of our Valley schools face off, with Neuqua hosting the Valley. Second meeting taking place between the Valley and Neuqua Valley. Wildcats entering with the chance to claim the outright DVC title with a win. 21 minutes to go in the first half. The Valley's Whitney Kelso makes a move and sends in the bouncer to knot the game up at 1. Neuqua on the attack just a minute later and passing it around the horn. Lauren Reitzel finding Christine Corbin, who flies by 3 defenders en route to a goal. Neuqua up 2-1. Just 10 minutes to go in the opening half, and Whitney Kelso curls around the back of the net before leaving it behind for Reagan Kelso, and she does the rest. Match all tied at 3. Just a few ticks left to try and score, and that's precisely what Neuqua will do. Courtney Costello finds Allie Zeiler, and with just 9 seconds on the clock, Envy increases the lead 6-3. The Valley hoping to bounce back after 4 straight Wildcat tallies. This will help. Caitlin Beacom dishes to a cutting Audra Thompson, making it a 7-4 game. Second half, virtually all Wildcats as Lauren Reitzel finds Christine Corbin for her 4th goal, and Neuqua wins 14-5, clinching the DVC title.
Feels great. Definitely second time beating them. They're our rivals, so going into this game, both teams are really ready.
The Daily Herald, the biggest suburban newspaper, has covered Naperville since 1990. Whether you're at home, at work, or on the way, the Daily Herald offers the full digital experience. Print, online, daily email alerts, and prep sports newsletters. We'll keep you in the know with news, sports, and of course, your neighbors. The Daily Herald, suburban Chicago's information source.
We tell everybody's stories big and small. Everybody's story matters to us, and it comes in a variety of shapes and sizes, and that's what makes it so special. We don't always need a big story. Sometimes we want a story that makes us laugh. Sometimes we want a story that we relate to. Sometimes we want to cry with that story. But more importantly, we want to hear the stories about our people in the community.
The weather caused the girls' DVC meet to be canceled, but lucky for us, the boys still got to compete for the conference crown at Naperville North. Quite a DVC meet ahead of us at Naperville North as the state champion Neuqua Valley compete against indoor DVC champs Naperville Central for the top spot. We go to a much higher bar now with pole vault, and we have almost a jump off. Central senior Jason England clearing the bar. He would end up getting second at 13 feet 8 inches. Neuqua Valley's Alex Kiefer would claim the top spot, also at 13 feet 8 inches with less failed attempts at earlier jumps. Stick with the straightaway for the 100-meter dash. At the beginning, it looks like it could be anyone's race, but it'll come down to Red Hawk Cade McDonald and Mustang Temi Osobamairo. McDonald finishes 0.13 seconds ahead of the Mustang, 10 more points for Central. Cut that distance in half with Central's Thomas Cotto and North's Will DeBolt in the 400-meter run. These two have competed for years now, and this race doesn't disappoint. Another one coming down to hundredths of a second. The Husky takes first with the Red Hawk in second. Final race of the night, sun has completely set. It's the 4x400-meter relay. Central's second runner Thomas Cotto was neck and neck when he got the baton, but pulled Central into the top spot as he hands off with North and Neuqua, the next two teams behind. Not surprising, Central stays in the lead for the last two legs, creating quite the distance like they did with the meet in general to take first in the relay and first in the DVC conference.
I thought I ran pretty well. Just went out here and wasn't seated first and everything, but just did what I had to do. Just ran my race, didn't worry about anyone else, other lanes, and then the result just happened.
We just saw them compete at conference, but how about we take a deeper look at the Naperville Central boys track team for this team profile presented by Molly Maids of the Aurora, Naperville area.
I know we can repeat it. I don't think there's a lot of pressure because I think we're all pretty confident with what we can do.
That's Naperville Central pole vaulter Jason England talking about how the boys track and field team are, well, confident in grabbing hold of the DVC Outdoor Championship title. This confidence stems from the team placing first in the indoor conference, which is no easy feat considering they went up against Neuqua Valley, the state champions from last year. But they did in fact take home the outdoor title, just like England predicted. He placed second in the pole vault, which helped in the field category, while long distance runner Thomas Shogalis did what he had to do in the 800 and 1600 meters, securing first place. The team also has help in the sprinting category with Thomas Cotto and Cade McDonald.
This meet was definitely one of our goals of the season, to win this meet as well as the indoor conference, and this year the team just really came together. Everyone's having a good time with each other. And we just all came together, ran our races, practiced hard all throughout the week, and we just come out with nice races.
Not only have they secured the indoor and outdoor DVC title, the team has also taken home some other trophies throughout this year that serves as motivation.
In our locker room, we have a table full of trophies, and we leave it out every time we get a trophy. We put it up there, and it just, every time walking into the locker room, it just makes me feel like we've done really well and excited for the rest of the season.
The rest of the season can hold one or two more meets, with sectionals looming next week and hopefully state the following. The Running Redhawks use this DVC meet as just a stepping stone to get prepared for those bigger runs.
Oh yeah, this is just a building block to those meets. I mean, we're not done yet. We're still gonna hopefully get the two relays down to state, and that's what we're gonna work towards next week in practice, and then hopefully get to state in the sectional meet.
And if this team meets all of their goals, then Naperville may just be home to another track and field state trophy at the end of May. The girls are 1 week ahead of the boys on their path to state, so we check out two different sectional competitions to see who qualifies for the big dance. Girls track and field sectional at Mattia Valley. Riley Ammenhauser enters as the favorite to win a pair of field events for Neuqua, while Waubonsie and Mattia are also in attendance. We now move over to pole vault with Neuqua's Sitara Gajapala. She clears 11 feet and 3 inches to take first in the event and advance to state. After her comes Ammenhauser again in her best event. She jumps 40 feet 1 inch to take first. Out of the 9 sectionals that took place today, Ammenhauser is the only one to clear 40 feet. Now to the 100-meter dash. It's a close race all the way to the finish. Waubonsie's Itzel Garcia and DeKalb's Sydney Dumas are neck and neck, but the Warrior pulls out the win by 0.15 of a second in 12.6 seconds. Final race coming around the bend, the 200-meter, and it's the same story as the 400. Robinson against Miles. They're neck and neck, but Miles gets the better of the two, but again, both qualify for the blue oval. West Aurora takes home the sectional title with Neuqua finishing in second.
Our team did great today. I'm super proud of everybody. We came out here, we have new teams that we're going against, so we came out here and we were like, we're just going to leave it all on the track, and we ended up qualifying more girls than we did last year, so I'm pretty happy with my team.
A cold and windy day awaits the participants of the Naperville North Girls Track and Field Sectional. The 800-meter race is a tight one. Star junior Caitlin Hart with a short lead over Naperville North senior Claire Hill and Kaylee Politza from Lamont. Down the stretch, Hart picks up another 10 points for Glenbard West. Erin Reedy of Downers Grove South takes second and Claire Hill third. The top 6 finishers all qualify for state. Time for one of the longer races with the 1600. Caitlin Hart of Glenbard West out in front over the rest of the field midway through the race. Hart finishes with her third first-place title on the night. Emma Watkey from Hinsdale Central finishes strong for second place ahead of Campbell Peterson of Naperville North. Sam Poglish of Wheaton South and Alex Morris. The top 8 all make the state cut line. Another hurdles race as Hallie Bieber and Kayla Walters go head-to-head once again. This time it's Bieber who gets the edge in the 300 low hurdles race. The defending state champ crosses in 44.97 seconds. Claire Haas from Wheaton South also qualifies. Last race of the night will decide the sectional championship as Glenbard West leads Naperville North by 2 points heading into the 4x4. The Hilltoppers look to be in good shape as they lead heading into the final handoff with Hinsdale Central and Wheaton Warrenville South right on their trail. Claire Hill of Naperville North runs a fantastic final 400 meters to climb into second place, but Glenbard West anchor Audrey Allman hangs on for the win to clinch the sectional championship for her team. Downers Grove North takes third. Despite the chilly conditions, a great night of competition for every team involved.
It felt good. I ran the 2 races prior to, so I knew this was going to be different than other ones I've done in the past, but just had to go out and be aggressive and give it my all.
We're all done with running, thank goodness. Now we pick up our rackets for the DuPage Valley Conference boys tennis meet at Waubonsie Valley. The weather cleared up for some DVC Boys Tennis Championship action at Waubonsie Valley. Now to the championship match of number 1 singles. Central's Joseph Lee facing off against Neuqua's Eddie Newman. Second set action, and Newman is in control by working all areas of the court and then just crushing it for the point. But the number 1 seed Lee prevails after Newman hits it out of bounds. The Red Hawk takes the top spot 6-2 in the DVC title. Now to the number 1 doubles championship match, which holds a Red Hawk pair in Naveen Ramakrishnan and Amir Saeed against Preston Chow and Palenki. After the Red Hawks take the first set 6-1, they score in the second set off a rocket near the line. The Huskies keep things interesting in the second set. Palenki blasts one that the Red Hawks can't send back. After battling back in the second set, the Red Hawks complete the comeback to become first doubles champions and help the team take home the DVC plaque.
Conference got smaller this year, so maybe it was a little less stressful, but Eddie is a great player, and I think I played a really good match today, so I'm happy with that.
Our softball teams are really battling the weather this spring and using a lot of quick dry. We head out to the Diamond for a Crosstown Classic on the mound at Naperville Central. Catcher Ann Sarin has 3 homers coming into Naperville Central's game against Naperville North and pitcher Camila Chelich. The crosstown rivalry being played at North in cool, blustery conditions. Top half of the second and Chelich dealing, goes 1-2-3 and strikes out the side. Next inning out there, not so lucky. Katie Gutzel puts a charge into a low fastball and engulfs it right out of the park. It's a 3-run bomb and the Red Hawks now lead 3-2. Same inning, bases loaded for a second time, and this time, Red Hawks capitalize. Hallie Arns crushes a pitch to left that gets down. That'll sweep the bases clean, and Central exits the 5th up 11-3. But this thing is far from over. Alyssa Van Sickle crushes an Arns offering a long way. That's her second homer of the day, and it brings the Huskies to within 6. They score 5 in the 5th to make it 11-8. Final chance for North to come back down 11-9, but Arns strikes out her 13th batter. Down to their last out, the Huskies' Iberger lines out to end the game, and Central hangs on to a thriller, winning 11-9 in a homer-happy affair.
It felt so good, especially to just get our team
get our team ahead, especially against North, because we've battled every single game against them, and we just had really good competition with them this year, and it felt so good.
Girls Play of the Week, and we go back to Eastern Illinois with Husky sophomore Bahavia Maniconda. The Naperville North badminton star decides she wants her name in the school record book and does it in dominating fashion. Maniconda makes all the right moves in the singles championship match to defeat her opponent in 2 sets. Bahavia Maniconda becomes the second singles champion in school history and the first since 2012, which obviously qualifies her for this week's Play of the Week. It's no secret that the Naperville area is home to some of the best water polo teams in the state. Well, before we get to that state competition, we have to see how our teams fare in sectionals. Neuqua Valley hosting the boys water polo sectional finals, where the host Wildcats face off against the defending state champions Naperville Central. Second quarter, and Central up by 1. Make that 2 after Bender Russo waits just a few seconds before firing away close up. 3-1 with just under 6 to play until the break. Coming out of the break, and Neuqua looking to take control. They knot the game up thanks to Matt Townsend off an assist from Benjamin Monson. Bender Russo keeps the Redhawks rolling with a minute left in the third. He picks up the loose ball and shoots. Central now up 8-4 over the Cats. 5 minutes left to play. Neuqua's Pierre Salvatino sees Jack Hiss on the other side of the pool. He tosses it to him, and Hiss gets the goal to go. Cats trailing by just 3. But those pesky state champions, well, they want to go back to state. They're quick with their passing, and Cam Doherty gets another goal to go as Central moves on to the state quarterfinals against Stevenson.
Well, I think we started off a little slower than we wanted to. Got a little stagnant on offense. Sat in one spot, didn't create many opportunities. Third quarter was outstanding. Had some man-ups, created opportunities with movement. And then I don't know what happened in the fourth quarter. Neuqua certainly came out a little bit more intensity. We might have taken our foot off the gas a little bit.
Neuqua Valley hosting the girls water polo sectional final, and somehow it's a Naperville Crosstown Classic. These two teams faced off last year, and North knocked Central off in this exact game. North goes on a little run from there. A minute into the second quarter, and Anna Tarantino shoots. It rebounds into the goal for North to go up 5-0. Just a few seconds later, and Central ends North's goal run. Maddie Janish scores the Redhawks' first goal from deep. They trail by 3. 3 minutes to go until intermission. Central's Emma Guccione sends a missile from half a pool away to get Central's second goal. They're still down 5-2. To the third quarter, and North's Grace Raquel keeps the Huskies in the lead with a diving two-handed save. Central's Jody Nelson gets a wide open look with 1:47 left in the game, and she finds the back of the net. But that wouldn't be enough to complete the comeback, and North repeats history, defeating Central 10-6.
I'm just so happy right now. Everybody knows that score before this doesn't really matter. We may have beaten them in the past, but honestly, in the final, sectional final, it just comes down to who can control their emotions the best and who can play their hardest. And thankfully, our team was able to do that today, and I'm so proud of them because we were able to do what we've been looking forward to all season. Our coach is always saying, hey,
look, we're not practicing for this Wednesday game. We're practicing for Saturday 10 a.m. sectionals.
If you've been paying close attention to our Waubonsee Valley tennis highlights, you'll recognize the name Harper Cole. You'll also recognize that name if you were with us during the fall for football season, seeing that his name is also on that roster as well. Kevin Jackman catches up with this double athlete to see just how much tennis and football have in common. Presented by Edward Medical Group.
Harper Cole is a football player, a good one, has been for 4 years at Waubonsee Valley. But in his senior year, the future Arkansas walk-on hopeful decided to change things up by playing tennis.
At first, I think all the guys were kind of just like unsure of what to think about it because as a football player playing tennis is kind of weird. But now that we're late in the season, like I'm tight with all the guys. It was really fun.
Phil Gallo is the head boys and girls tennis coach at Waubonsee. Even he admits that initially it seemed like a difficult adjustment.
Huge jump, and I was like, I want to say I'm proud of you, but get ready for craziness. So that's kind of where it all started, and here he is.
Having not played competitively since before high school, Cole had a learning curve, especially considering the fact that he had never played doubles before.
Once we picked everything up and Andrew kind of taught me how to play doubles, we've been playing a lot better and like really started to compete with some of the great teams. Unfortunately, we only have 1 year together. I wish we had another one because I feel like we could really be really good.
He brings a massive amount of athleticism to our team. Unbelievable, an athlete that he is. And I think that's why he's able to get away with it.
That athleticism has allowed Cole to excel, not just on the tennis court, but also on the football field, where he was able to display his physical skills and his competitive edge too.
I'd say the side-to-side like quickness that I use like as a slot guy in football definitely translates to the tennis court as well. But most of the time there's just not a lot of comparisons you can make.
He uses that mentality when he's being competitive.
Okay.
And if you have some kids on your team that aren't competitive, or an opponent, they need to see that side of him because we can use a little bit more of that on our team sometimes.
And even though this is Cole's only year on the team, well, his football fire will likely continue to stoke the Warriors for years to come. Reporting for NSW, I'm Kevin Jackman.
Boys Play of the Week, and we jump back into the pool with Neuqua Valley in the sectional finals. They're climbing an uphill battle, but Jack Hiss helps them do it. To open up scoring, Hiss doesn't just get the goal, he gets a Play of the Week worthy goal. A pair of Redhawks are trying to stop him, but he knows what he's doing as he sends the backhand into the back of the net. A turn and fire goal is a pretty good way to get your team pumped up, and he did just that along with grabbing this week's Play of the Week. I need everyone to start doing their no rain dance because these next few weeks are jam-packed with sports that have to take place outside. Make sure you check out our website and Twitter throughout the week to stay updated on all the postseason action as it happens. Until next week, I'm Allie Coletta, and thanks so much for tuning in.